Yup, now he's really in the mix of things. He tells a story puppeteered by silly strings. Gets the feeling that those moments, they ain't really his, which humbles each and every millisecond of his brilliance. Once upon a dream clings to the innocence. Once upon a human being clings to the ignorance. Flees every chance he gets, fierce glance depicts every subtle nuance in his past regret. Still the blunt gets passed to the left. His lack of fashion sense is fresh to death. He knows when to fold, when to press his best. When the body go cold, got a soul, the astro projects forward, onward, into the future. His Superman that never suffered defeat from his Luthor. His mama made a promise he would always be a trooper. When shit is getting really casual, he cuts to the bloopers like, it's all one long strange journey. Nothing is everything from the womb to a final gurney. A soul yearning, a blaze burning, a page turning to new chapters. It's all one long strange journey. Nothing is everything from the womb to a final gurney. A soul yearns, a blaze burns, a page turns to new chapters. Loose slips stay locked up, propped up with insight. We're taking portions of the pie, chops himself a thin slice. Stays within his rights to keep silent. Thinks violence only controls the weak-minded. Now he would preach it to the choir, they absentees. In the back with the pastor, on their knees. He needs nothing to believe. Would have eaten from the tree of wisdom when provoked by Eve, telling Adam to leave. Stop being a puss, remove the tree from the roots. Took it deep into the jungle, far away from you crooks. Cast souls and rooks, construct some moat, complete with great white sharks and some jagged hooks. Force of 1,000 suns ignites inside. The time for movement is now. Tonight he rides and he fights with pride, bringing back that feeling of something to loving your life. Like it's all one long strange journey. Nothing is everything from the womb to a final gurney. The soul yearning, a blaze burning, a page turning to new chapters. It's all one long strange journey. Nothing is everything from the womb to a final gurney. The soul yearns, a blaze burns, a page turns to new chapters. Ashley Brienne, everybody.
Long strange journey, driving through space and time. A long strange journey, get through the storm, find paradise.
It's all one long strange journey. Nothing is everything from the womb to a final gurney. The soul yearning, a blaze burning, a page turning to new chapters. Yes, it's all one long strange journey. Nothing is everything from the womb to a final gurney. The soul yearns, a blaze burns, a page turns to new chapters.
That's what it is. From underground through tunnels, storming the field, to thunderous applause, ignoring what's real. Blinded at first like birth, but gotta focus fast, sideline distractions. Yup, like them hoes with ass and zones of angle. Run the score on tempo, cost for bandwagon hoppers. Put it on that petrol, gassed up, tempo full speed. No one's here to scrimmage. Ruthless blue chips who don't they hit the limits. Record breakers with fancy footwork every final second. Can't leave rap alone. That's how the vinyl beckon signal receive. But I'm shot, calling inaudible. Pointing past bleachers, leaving hair standing in follicles. Stay tuned for a solid show. Adrenaline rush, twist a bit. Embrace them and go straight offensive with cuts. Competition left in the dust. Perform under pressure's a must. Crush and make highlight reels. That's attention I love, bro. Friday night lights. it moving. A bunch of all-trade jacks, hold it up in the back. Stay in the flow state, better go look up the stats. That's where the energy be at. What is that? It's Big Timmy Riggins on the track, run it back. In fact, if you don't get the reference, you gon' miss the blessing. I ain't sweating if you contest it. No wonder all you refs always stressing. Never been a whistleblower, but I blow a hole where your chest is. Always been from the pen, serving sentences. Really ran the game, no scrimmages. Life's so hard when it hits, all the faces make grimaces. Whole life fourth and goal, that's how tense it is. But the feeling never ceased to exist. For the team, run the play however we can assist. I'm a beast with teeth grit, no reason to quit. Lead the league all season, bad knees and shit.
Head-to-head matchup, call it win the coin toss. And a must win by any means, avoid loss. Home field advantage, of course it gets loud. Pouring down this absorb of the crowd. Head off, find a hole, make lanes, create angles. Spin move, cut back, juke and break ankles. If mumbling, get up again, another lip and call to play. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, and going all the way. Focus on fundamentals, following veteran pros. Put in work, study film, examine the X's and O's. It's on the shoulder of giants, they stood. Digging deep in the silver linings. Playbook, gunslinger in a shotgun, standing tall in the pocket. Clock winding down and the L not an option. Down but not out, the results may vary. Living on the prayer, Hail Mary. Friday Night Lights.
I just dropped like 150 milligram edible, and I'm feeling fucking zooted. Honestly, I'm feeling on the neck on the top floor right now. I'm about to design like 30 new fucking space cars and get us to Mars.
What the
All right.
Was that like last week or something?
Huh? No, that's not real, boy.
That's not real?
That's not real.
That's AI?
I don't, no, it's not AI. That's face swap. That's face swap and somebody does a really good Elon Musk impression.
Stable diffusion.
That's
Welcome to the future.
Wow.
I mean, it is like, it's kind of like AI because it's essentially what AI is doing. That's just a human doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's like
Train the AI to
natural
recognize.
intelligence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
whoa.
Yeah.
yeah, that was pretty convincing. Do you
Yeah.
think Elon be dropping edibles though?
I don't know. Never met him.
I mean, if you were to guess.
No. If
I don't know,
if I
I don't know.
guessed, I would say no. But I could see him.
I mean, I
definitely.
came up with some pretty good ideas when I was on edibles.
Like
Not-
what?
Not recently. I don't know. I forgot them actually.
That's
Yeah,
the
they
thing
probably
about
weren't that
edibles.
good.
That's probably. You're probably right.
Yeah.
That's usually how ideas work.
I mean, yeah, they were probably not very good ideas. The thing about artificial intelligence, though, it's got some pretty good ideas.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's got a lot of
formulation.
ideas, I think. I don't know if they're good or bad. It's just got a lot of ideas, right? That's the whole basis of it. Is it's
Well, it's a
learning all
formulation
this
of everybody
shit.
else's ideas, essentially, right?
Yeah, so a lot of ideas.
But
Yeah, I mean,
And picks the popular ones, right? Because good or bad, it doesn't know good or bad, but it's driving towards certain ones for a reason, either through the query or query.
Query.
Query. There you go.
Query.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's already helpful having you on tonight.
We're in
Yeah.
January.
But then otherwise, it's making decisions around like,
Yeah, but it's formulaically making decisions, so it doesn't know the words that it's saying.
yeah,
It's not like it's not intelligent in the sense that it knows that it's making words. It just knows the patterns. So when I tell fucking ChatGPT to write it in the style of Gary Vaynerchuk, it doesn't know who Gary Vaynerchuk is. There's just enough verbiage that it knows what words to choose. That's why it starts it with yo, you know?
man, I guess just too many movies about AI going rogue, right? That just kind of worries you that
Yeah.
the
Just unplug it.
The future that could be. I mean, is that plausible?
but what if it gets so smart? It
Right.
plans for that.
Right.
Like you just fucked up the plan because now AI
Now
knows that's
AI
what we're
knows.
going to do. And it's just going to like build itself a battery backup.
Maybe. I don't know.
and you'll unplug it, and then it's all.
I don't know. I don't live in the future.
It comes right back on.
I live today.
Fuck. We're already fucked. If it's where it is now, the way you guys have been showing me, we're already fucked.
Yeah.
This just changed my mind forever.
And that's just the beginning.
I don't trust anything now.
That's
Like
just the
nothing is
beginning.
real. What is like how can you authenticate stuff to find that it's not from this shit? And what is truly coming out of someone, or is this just more new art, more new ways to be creative and create things? But do you have to admit that it's
Maybe
like made
both.
from AI, or is there a way to know that it's from
I don't
AI?
know. Have you ever watched what's the AI movie? Ex Machina.
iRobot? Oh,
The $1 Million Man.
Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched it? Alright.
Disney's
Been a
Dream
while.
House.
So, spoiler
Disney's
alert.
what?
Dream House.
Disney's Dreamhouse.
Future House.
Spoiler alert, if you've never seen Ex Machina, definitely go watch that shit right now, but I am about to fuck the movie up for you, so close your ears if you're interested for that. But essentially what happens is the dude creates an artificial intelligence, and it is so good at formulating these things, it uses a dude and a dude's natural, innate sexuality to trick the dude into freeing it.
Right.
But like literally the point of the movie is that when it walks away, it's like, and I won't go down into detail, I'll make you guys watch it yourself. But when it walks away, it's like very apparent that it has no care about any of that stuff.
Right.
That all the stuff that it was doing to make you feel like it has feelings aren't actually real. It's only coming up with solutions to get the fuck out of there. And so it never actually cared about anything.
Right.
That's what AI is doing right now. So like when you're asking ChatGPT, write me a story about aliens and Sasquatch and how they become friends over a cup of tea, it will do it. But it doesn't know the word it's saying. It's just formulating words based on the algorithm.
Off of what you type in.
Yeah.
Off of what it.
And
What
what
it
data,
knows.
and the data presets it has. So like the data set that it has, it's using that data to now
Do we
formulate
know
what's
how-
a new sentence.
Do we know how big these data sets are?
Right. What does it pull
I mean,
from?
I don't
Like,
know.
the
I didn't know
entire
History of
internet?
the internet up until some point at 2021, but it was curated not to have anything negative or to learn that what was negative. And
Who decided what was negative?
OpenAI, the people that made it, just because there was that example of Microsoft making a bot for Twitter, and then it became a Nazi like 3 days in because everybody kept sharing stuff like that. So this ChatGPT was like a little bit more curated.
That's pretty funny.
But, yeah, not supposed to be.
Steven doesn't think that's funny at all. He's like, you guys are so
but, like,
disgusting.
what-
Like, no,
what-
this is the internet. The internet has always used Nazis as
what was gonna happen. Right.
Nazis has always been the running joke of the internet.
Right.
And so,
Exactly what the fuck
if you don't spend a lot of time there, I'm sure that sounds disgusting. For somebody who's been on the internet since I was 11, the running joke of Nazism has always been present there.
Right.
And it's present because it's like the furthest, most ridiculous thing that you can come up with.
Yeah, I think the internet just kind of keeps you in that state. It's like anything's, you could say literally anything you want, any fucking thing you want, and nobody would have opinion one way or the other. You could hide behind your keyboard. You can do it anonymously. Some of it may be true feelings, but at the end of the day, it just doesn't matter, right? Like you could literally spew whatever nonsense, hatred, racism you want, and nobody would know any the better for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little recourse on the
The
internet.
internet is wild. Hey Steven, I just texted you a story that ChatGPT just came up with. Can you read it? You have a wonderful voice.
Yep. Okay. This is a long story, Eric. Jeez.
Was
Yeah, I
this
was gonna
the
say, hold up,
alien and Sasquatch
shorten it
thing?
up. Could you tell it, write it in 3 paragraphs or something?
Jeez Louise, Eric.
What was the prompt? Or will we know that when he starts to
Yeah.
Write me a story about aliens and Sasquatch about
Oh,
how they
that
become
was-
friends over a cup of
Yeah,
tea.
Yeah.
Wow, that's quite a cup of tea. That's a big story.
Uh,
I like that it ended it with the end.
here's
Nice.
Yeah. Every story should end with the end.
Yeah.
Uh,
Duh.
here's a
makes
3-sentence
sense.
version of it.
Oh, 3-sentence version. All right, give us a 3-sentence version.
Okay.
Steven, go.
Sasquatch named Sam met an alien named Zor, who crash-landed on Earth and was stranded. They became friends over a cup of tea and had many adventures in the forest. Eventually, Zor repaired his spaceship and left, but promised to return and visit Sam again.
That's the plot to Home Alone. E.T. That's the one.
That's a plot of E.T. No, it really is. I was about to say that.
I'm curious.
Yeah, I just wrote E.T.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, yeah. Where the
It's a
fuck
good example of
E.T.
alien.
go home? Yeah, but where does where does Zor get all the parts for his ship?
I'm
right?
sure it's in the
there's a
longer
lot-
story.
Yeah,
Yeah, he can read it later.
Did Sam help, or
I don't know
was
if
he
you can
just,
see it on
standing on
Luke's
the
got
outside?
questions.
I do. I mean, that's a very short.
it's a
I
good
like a
story.
good story. That
I
is
need the context
very-
to this particular biography of
What
Zor.
happens to Zor?
It is not specified in the story where Zor gets the parts for his ship. It is possible that they were able to salvage some parts from the wreckage of the initial crash, or that Zor has access to technology or resources from his own planet that he is able to use or repair the ship.
There you go. Plot hole filled.
That's incredible.
That was a close one.
No, I'm
Yeah. I was worried about that. Does he keep in contact with Sam? Can we find out if there's?
I mean,
part
if he can
two?
repair the ship,
Right.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But maybe Sam doesn't. Maybe Zor's just a lying ass motherfucker,
No doubt.
and he's just getting out of it. Maybe Sam's an asshole. I mean, he's a Sasquatch. They've been solitary for a long
Yeah.
time for a reason.
He probably wasn't
Might not have the best
Mhm.
manners, but maybe
Everybody probably mean to him and shit.
It is not mentioned in the story if they keep in contact. However, it is
Whoa.
suggested in the last sentence of the story that Zor promised to come back and visit Sam again. So it is possible that they keep in contact in some way.
Nice. I love it. Hey, so we're sharing screen right now. All right, so actually pop back to all of us real quick. So I could do this officially real quick. What day is it?
Friday.
20th?
Oh, the
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, it is January 20th, 2023. My name is Justin. To my far left, your far right, that's going to be Steven. Straight ahead of us, producer always, Eric. Eric, switch to you. Come on.
It's the one time we get to switch. Hey!
Hey, he's the live
You'll
audience.
never see me again.
And straight down the middle for the first time on the show, it's the incredible Luke Skyy,
what up?
a.k.a. Luke Hitchcock, a.k.a. Milton.
See right
Whoa.
here.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, happy
This
to
is
be
when
here.
you use that sound.
Oh, the gunshot?
It
Not
could be
for
in
me.
so many.
Not for me.
Yeah.
No, they're not. You want
Luke
a gunshot.
Skyy.
Attention. Let's
Yeah,
go.
right. That's
Luke
doesn't-
Hitchcock. Yeah.
I mean,
all day.
I don't know. I mean, scared. That even scares me. Even the thought of like talking about Luke Skyy and having a gun and
Well, it's not having one.
Yeah.
just a
associating my name with a gunshot, right? Like,
Not a shot.
a gun cock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shot's a different story.
Chambering
Don't need that.
around.
I wonder
I'm talking about.
what would my sound effect be?
I don't know.
Probably
but-
it would be a lightsaber sound, right? Like that. If we had if we had any sound effect or a blaster sound, a Star Wars blast. Pew, pew. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
There it is.
That's it.
That's me.
All
There
right,
it is.
redo the intro. Let's do it again.
Yeah,
All right,
from
no,
the
no.
top.
Fuck, we're doing the intro. It's a Lone Ranger versus Tonto up in this motherfucker. I'm talking about.
That's it.
Yep.
All right. So now that we got that, the formalities out of the way.
Almost. Thank you for having me. Also,
Of course. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry you had to come back twice.
I'm
Yeah, that
we
was
almost.
my fault.
Yeah, we almost lost Steven. He got buried under about a mountain of snow.
no.
The 𝗏 took about 3 days to get him out, so we're glad that he's here.
Nice.
Eric, will you switch back to the split screen view?
Yes,
money, how'd it
for what am I split screening?
Because I would like to pull up the prompts for some of the shit we made earlier using AI artistry. What would you call it?
Oh, that's what we're doing.
Can you or no?
Yes, give me.
You weren't
a couple of
ready.
Seconds. No, I'm sharing specific windows so that I don't accidentally dog myself.
Nice.
So yeah, we can definitely do that. Just give me 30 seconds.
Cool.
Okay.
In the meantime, so what I did is via Midjourney, anybody who's been following the show earlier this week, you saw Eric's prompt for the Lone Ranger and Tonto.
Yeah, that show's
And it literally mixed them together into a movie poster. It was wild.
hard.
And he shared a couple on Instagram, on Facebook. Make sure you go follow us, LRVT Podcast. Look for that shit. But earlier today, I went off. I'm like, oh shit, what could we do special for our homie Luke Skyy?
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey-o.
And so one of those prompts, I don't entirely remember everything I put. I think I put, did I put Luke Skyy on the LRVT podcast?
I believe maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I did Luke Skyy on the LRVT podcast.
I'm excited to see it.
That was weird.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't know who you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Did it get close? I guess we'll see, huh?
Nah.
Okay.
It didn't.
Okay.
It thought I said Steve.
Oh, okay.
Steve's mad. He's like, AI doesn't know me.
I'm curious why it knows.
Not the
me.
one, not the one.
That's dope, though.
That is the cover for Artificial Intolerance.
Ooh.
That's
Oh,
cool.
We're not
you
sharing
just passed it. I've just
yet.
seen it.
I know.
Man.
Give me 1 second.
Right there.
This one. Give me
Yeah.
1 second. We're going to.
I don't know. Top right kinda looks
screen.
like me.
All right. This was what AI generated when I put Luke Skyy on the LRVT podcast.
Interesting.
I think you look most like the one on the top right
Yeah, I think so, too.
with the nice little.
Yeah, especially with the jacket I'm wearing right now. They almost nailed that shit. Oh,
The
I
hair?
mean, obviously, except for
Heck
the,
yeah.
with the hair.
No.
Not
Just
as,
like your hair.
Not as emo. Well, I mean, I would never let my curl just dangle in the front like that.
Like Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp.
Is that movie Crybaby?
Yeah, I would never let my hair dangle. I'm definitely a hair back kind of guy. What's
man.
dark and mysterious for me.
But I mean, look at the other ones. Look at the top left and the top right. Now, I'm not saying that looks like Steve. I'm just saying that
So
could be
definitely approximately Steve. Glasses,
like if I told
beard.
AI
Yeah.
Nah.
like fake Steve. Boom.
Right. All
this
all
was
of those
Guy
outfits.
Spencer. I can see this.
Yeah, that's guys. In Gorilla's caricature at the top left from
one's
the
kinda
band
hard, yeah.
Gorillas. Yeah. That's
All right.
nice.
What else did we make, Eric?
That
Let's do some
artificial
other ones.
intolerance. Go back to that one. That one was fire.
Artificial intolerance.
Huh.
Uh-huh.
AI made that.
AI made that when I put
That's
in artificial
fucking
intolerance.
wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
That's
put
crazy.
in some wild ones that I don't know if.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's share them all. Click one, and I'll tell you what the prompt was.
Are you worried this might have an effect on
this
the
one-
work you do?
This one, nah, I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Look at this nonsensical bullshit.
That's what I mean, but
But check this out. I put in artificial intolerance during the apocalypse, I think, or some shit like that.
What is going on in the bottom left?
right, that's like Willow, right? It looks like a
Yeah, I don't know.
Willow about to get
here.
eaten by
Let me.
ravioli.
Here. We will be right back, everybody.
What you got going on? Dreams are for sleeping.
Cool. All right. Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. Sorry. So hold on, because I pulled up. Can you actually? Can we do it from Dropbox? It'll be easier that way. Because I saved the ones I wanted to save. I was sending you some other bullshit. If we go off the ones I just sent you, you guys are gonna see the nudes that I tried to make for Eric. I said artificial intelligence render high quality photo of me nude for Eric.
Ooh.
It did a great job.
I mean,
Unlike
maybe we can see
ChatGPT,
that
this one
after.
That's a Patreon exclusive.
Oh, see, and the name should also put the prompt. So this was artificial intelligence drinking
Give me one.
green chili
second.
beer.
Let me make sure that we're not going to dox me.
Where'd the robots come
And
from?
we are all set.
That's
That's
artificial.
AI's default.
That's what AI
Just
thinks
repping
it looks
itself.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Artificial intelligence thinks it looks like that.
Let me
Oh, so you say AI.
I put artificial intelligence drinking a green chili beer.
And it thinks green chili is a cactus.
Well, it thinks that you eat or drink
There we
green chili around cactuses, which isn't entirely false. You know what I mean? It's actually
the
pretty
green
good.
chili is around places that have. I mean, hold on. Take a look at this, for instance.
Yeah,
Well, but
that's why I did it.
That's an actual chili.
This real green chili beer from Salida, Colorado, has a chili on it. No cactus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some wings, though, but not too
All right.
Not too far off from what the
Well,
one
we'll
at the
get to
bottom
that in
left
2
looks
seconds
like.
because what else did I do? Hit the next one. What do we got? Oh, look at this one.
This is fire.
This is what came in when I put in Hybrid Collective.
This one is artificial intelligence hybrid apocalypse hyper realistic.
Woof.
Oh yeah, Hybrid Apocalypse.
Hyper realistic.
Hybrid.
That's like our hangout. That's like the gang hangout, right?
Yeah,
That's headquarters.
Yeah, that's
there.
headquarters.
the lair.
Hybrid headquarters. Woof.
fucking third eye, fucking eagles.
Yeah, that shit's hard.
The entrance being the beak.
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like you're not concerned that like
Fuck no.
this is just the beginning of this, right? Like
I'll smack artificial
okay.
intelligence.
I mean, I am pretty impressed with
I
the
mean,
work you do. That's
can
definitely
we
for
make
sure.
artificial intelligence just do what you do? Can you make it just
Sure, but you
Make
gotta be
a
you gotta be as cool as
logo.
me to come up with cool prompts like this.
yeah?
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Is that the next step? Is when AI starts doing this shit on its own? It's just like, hey, look at what I did.
Hey, you know what we
Yeah,
haven't
but it'll-
done is ask ChatGPT to come up with a prompt for.
Hey,
Ooh, that's a
Eric,
good one. We'll
now
do that one in
here
2
we
seconds,
go.
but keep
Yes,
going real
sir.
quick. Hit the next one.
This is
Artificial intolerance. Go to the next one.
Yeah. Futuristic.
Oh, what? Read that prompt.
Futuristic Stephen DiLisio riding a purple penguin.
That's Guy Spencer right there.
Oh yeah, that's futuristic Stephen DiLisio riding a purple penguin.
Huh. I love it.
I'm
his
not
back
even
there?
mad at. I can't even be mad at it.
I think there's 2 of them. Hit another one. Yep, there's a second one. He doesn't have a backpack on.
And a second bird.
And that's the second.
Yeah, it's
little
always
tiny bird
it's a variation, so it never does the same thing twice.
It just tossed in a little
there.
little friend.
It's fin on the underside is a little messed up. What
One
is
of the
that? A
things
wing?
that
That'll happen.
you'll recognize that
Yeah.
when it comes to AI is that it really struggles with hands for some reason. I mean,
Yeah.
every artist really does,
For
but
now.
like you can see that the hand has like 97 fingers. Actually, I don't know if y'all can see.
I
this.
cannot
No, we
see
can't.
that.
But I believe you. Hit the next one.
97 fingers.
Hey,
1, 2,
yep.
3,
Oh,
4,
wow.
5,
That's a
6,
lot.
7, 8, 9. Yeah.
That's
Yep.
a lot.
Hit the
Who's
next
to say
one.
that humans won't evolve to have that many?
Oh, this one I just
Wow.
put green chili French fries. I think.
Green chili smothered French
Avocado?
fries, hyper realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm giving out his.
Dang,
recipe
all those look
for,
good.
Cool renders.
I mean, y'all render some more shit.
It's also
It's
all
tight.
public.
Wait, what's the next one? What's the next one?
Next one
Justin
is
must be waiting
Ooh.
for one.
This one is Hybrid
Yeah,
Collective.
that shit's hard.
That's why.
How fucking nasty is that?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's initially, like, when I envision, like, what hybrid is,
You picture a white girl with flowers coming out of the back of her brain. That's good.
combination
A
between
little bit morbid, but all right.
nature and human. Like, the combination between what it is to be nature and human.
All right.
Yeah.
Like that.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, let's see the next one because I got another Hybrid Collective in there. There it is. Look at that one.
Yeah.
That's another Hybrid Collective.
I'm impressed. I mean, we should do something with something like this. I mean, we can
I mean, we could do some of
create
those.
some album covers or
Oh
something.
yeah. Might as well.
Album covers
Yeah.
just got an upgrade.
Oh, yeah, you might as well. No, watch. Because of all this, I was like, oh, you know what would be tight is if we hyper realistic remade the hybrid logo. So that one's in there somewhere.
Can you like feed
There
a
it is.
picture?
Ah, look
at
that's
that.
exactly like the envisionment of what like hybrid was. Like when we sat down to figure out what the logo was supposed to look like, right? That's
Yeah.
the mane turning into like the branches.
Yeah.
That's
That
that's
shit is
the
hard.
literal like that bottom left one and the top right one are literally
Yeah.
like the like a depiction of the logo that I designed for this dude 5 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that's impressive.
The legs on this one like becoming like
the roots in the ground.
Yeah.
yeah, and even in the top, all of them actually. That's
Yeah.
kind of except for the top left, but yeah,
Hell yeah.
that shit's hard.
Hit the next one. Next one.
Seen that.
On the podcast.
Oh, this one is Rick Ross eating a green chili cheeseburger.
It only took Justin like 3 days to expose its racism.
Yeah, no, look, it added chicken in 2 of them. I didn't put chicken in the prompt. Just so we're clear, this is AI being racist.
Look how
okay?
tight his jacket
That
is.
full ass roast chicken in the top right corner. They just put a big ass roast chicken in between 2 pieces of bread.
Why is his tongue showing in the top?
Yeah,
Like he's
He's licking him, boy.
it's like
yeah.
that's like a slider too. That thing's about to go all the way in.
He trying to get that green chili, boy.
One-handed. Look how passionate he is on the bottom right one. He's about to
Oh
go
my
in on that
goodness.
burger.
That's the one. To be honest.
Yeah, that's just hard.
Which one?
The one on the bottom right.
Bottom right, yeah.
Oh,
Look at that passion that's about to go into eating.
Look at the lighting.
Is that just a bunch of cheese right there?
Fuck yeah.
It might be an onion ring.
Fuck
yeah,
no,
you
it's
know
an
what,
onion
right.
ring stack of cheese. Heck yeah.
I'm a boss.
Oh, this was Erick's prompt. What is this one, Erick?
Oh, it was a snow monster realizes that it's made out of the cave. Because if it's a snow monster in the snow cave, then it's like, you know, a
Yeah,
human being. Like,
the bottom left one even looks like I feel bad for it. I'm like, oh man, look at Notice. The cave is me. This is the Lone Ranger 16-bit.
16-bit.
the Lone Ranger in the future 16-bit.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
that's
at
why
the-
he has glasses.
At the very least, it helps you be creative with the kind of shit that you put in there as far as like prompts go, right?
Yeah.
Like that's pretty cool.
I mean, it's fun.
Oh, and then this is
That's
music
Luke's
video.
Music video.
Was there anything else in there?
No, that's about it.
I did put a couple Chat GPT prompts.
In here?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Or screenshots.
What up, Siege?
they might have not.
What up, Siege?
Is
Oh,
there
yeah.
folks in there?
This
They
shit
shit
hard as
in
fuck.
chat?
What up, Monica?
What up, money?
Yeah. Yeah, that shit's that's incredible, man. I
there's
mean,
no screenshots. I don't think they uploaded.
It's all right. So, with that being said, are you guys terrified of AI yet or no?
I was before this, and now I'm even more terrified by this. It is like, yeah, we're already kind of fucked if it's this available and this open right now. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, you want to know how it gets crazy too? All right.
Oh, it gets crazier?
I seen
like
some of this
in
shit
terms
on,
of like audio. Okay, so that should be they should be able to hear it. The stop audio's up here. Let's bring it up a little bit more. All right, so Adobe has a thing that they're calling Adobe Podcast, and it's supposed to fix bad audio, and it does, but it fixes it by recreating the voice digitally. So here's an example of just 𝗽cie𝗱𝗯𝗹𝗯𝗃. This is the original audio.
So I'm 𝗽cie𝗱𝗱𝗯𝗹𝗃. I'm the owner of Ford & Associates, powered by the Phoenix. And yeah, I'm...
So keep that the air, the humming, like the echo, the everything in mind. And this is the fixed audio.
So I'm 𝗽cie𝗱𝗱𝗯𝗹𝗃.
Get the
I'm the owner of Ford & Associates, powered by the Phoenix. And yeah, I'm a husband to an amazing woman, 𝗄𝗵𝗲𝗄𝗁.
Wild.
What?
that's dope. I seen
That's incredible.
I see there's a Serato program too. Like, have you seen that Serato program where you could literally lift vocals from a song that's not like that's, you know, no track, like it's not tracked out or anything, but you could just lift the vocal, separate it. You lift the different instruments in the beat. Yeah, you could do literally anything that with that new Serato program.
That's wild.
That's wild as fuck.
Yeah, no, I
fuck
did
it.
not see that. But here we are. Here's the future. We thought it was gonna be flying cars, and instead it's a formulaic. It's formulas and algorithms purporting themselves to be real things.
That's
Because that voice, we did it with one of the homies' voice. We did it with Zay's voice,
yeah.
and it was like it was close, but it sounded like someone doing a really good Zay impression.
Okay.
Like it didn't actually sound
Just
like
what
him. It was
exactly
just
what was
off.
happening.
Yeah.
A
And it's
really
like
good
just
Zay
off. So it's like it's wild because it's like it's creating a voice that's not actually real, but it sounds so close to being real that it fucks me up.
Is that on the like Adobe Cloud and everything?
All right, so here.
Do you
I'm
have
gonna have to check that out because
I need.
I could use something like that in my life.
We don't gotta run it right now. It's probably too much processing for the stream and shit. We don't want to lose the stream.
It's online.
Oh, all right then.
AI.
Well, fuck me.
Whoa. This is wild.
So here, let me.
Yeah, it is.
It's gonna take a couple seconds to go.
It's all good.
But-
Yeah. In any case, AI is
It's here.
it's wild. It's just the thing is
Well, it's available now. I'm sure this is.
Oh, that was.
It's
fast.
been out, but not publicly. You know, it's been
Not
people
this
have been
available,
working.
yeah.
It's never just been this available to people to log in, make an account, and now they can chatbot with AI.
Well, I think the biggest problem is that we believe that intelligence is like the intelligence part of artificial intelligence is like an actual entity, and I think that's what freaks people out the most, because they're not entirely just understanding that it's actually more terrifying that it is nothing.
Yeah.
Like, it would be less terrifying if it was intelligent and thinking this shit, but it's not. It's like
It's the algorithm of
it's just so
Still
good
ones
at
and
guessing.
zeros. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good at guessing the next word
Yeah.
that it can now write sentences and get mad at me when I tell it to make a joke about Eric being ugly.
There was I'm saying though, there was an article my dude Enemy shared not too long ago that a developer at Google was fucking around with AI, and he was like, "This shit is sentient. It is a sentient thing. It is
but
thing
that's
that
one
can
dude
think and have a conversation with you." And he got let go from, or like
For saying it,
suspended from Google. And I mean, this is a guy that works on the inside, right? So like, if he's worried about it,
maybe, but also that could just be somebody who's too susceptible to the idea.
Sure.
So it's the same thing that whole movie Ex Machina is about, right? It's about this non-sentient being being so good at making you think that it's sentient that it ends up locking you in a room to die and bounces on you.
Yeah, you just see that? I mean, maybe you don't watch TV, but there's a commercial with that fucking mayhem guy from Allstate, and it's like the house is losing its shit. It's like just closing the garage and operating all the water at the same time and shit. Just like shit like that. Is that the kind of shit that we're looking for? Like when we make our houses and our cars smart? Yeah, like that shit right there.
I'm your glitchy Wi-Fi.
Can they see it?
I decided, well, if you're on vacation, I am too. Which means your smart home isn't so smart. And now I'm sending mixed signals to your garage. But if you haven't bundled your home in auto coverage, trying to unpack this isn't going to be too much fun. Right. Hey, check the router. So get Allstate. Be better protected from mayhem while saving up to 25%.
I mean, again, that's essentially the idea, though, and that's what makes it most terrifying, is because it's getting so good at making you think that it's doing so, but it's real, but it's not. And if it's so good that one guy at Google, first of all, if I was head of that project and I knew I could go look at the code and read the code and realize that this thing is not sentient, and one of my fucking people that I'm depending on to write this fucking code is over here, and no, it's real and it loves me. Get the fuck out of here. You're out. You're fired. Get the fuck out of my office. I have shit to do, and I can't be having you muddying the waters with your it's real bullshit. Because the other 900 of us don't believe that. We all see the code. We're writing the code ourselves. We understand what this is, and you don't. So you're ruining the shit. Get the fuck out of here. And then, of course, to other people, to the rest of us that don't understand that shit, we're not in the project, we read that. We go, oh, man, this guy thinks it's fucking real. It must be real and sentient. No, it's not. It's fucking code, and it's tricking motherfuckers into believing it's real.
Or
it is real.
But because
you're the one who's getting tricked. It's tricking you into thinking it's not real.
Because that's actually that's a way higher philosophical question of what is consciousness.
Yeah.
And we haven't answered that yet. So sure.
Will AI answer it for us?
Well, maybe our answer is that we're not as free-willed as we thought, and consciousness is not free will.
But that's what I'm saying.
Maybe we're nature's biological algorithm
is doing this
of answering, being so good at it that we come.
Isn't that what DNA kind of is?
I was gonna say, like,
sure, but it took fucking billions of years to happen to us. I mean, it would be wild if we got it to happen within 10 years.
It's the parallel between AI doing this data gathering thing, and then maybe that's what we humans are doing too, is that there's a mass consciousness in which, I mean, because that's also been talked about before too, is that we're all part of the same consciousness, all pulling from the same consciousness, and this is a microcosm of that macrocosm, is that we're all attached to that hive mind, and we pull from it, we become that becomes our consciousness, right? Like that's how we create these stories, or that's how we navigate throughout our days and have these conversations, is because we're all kind of like the AI is attached to a giant big database of human emotions and feelings and words and thoughts and so on and so forth.
Sure, but that's limiting it to one species. And I would argue that there's multiple species that are conscious. I would argue that consciousness goes down probably to most species in some kind of sense. Now, again, I don't fucking know, so my argument may be fucking stupid. But in my mind, it makes way more sense that consciousness starts at even the most minuscule single cells.
Yes.
Than it does to find out that, like, consciousness only comes about through fucking billions upon trillions of branches within the branches of evolution.
Well,
that way the fuck out there in the branches, then consciousness shows up. That doesn't make any sense to me. It makes way more sense that consciousness is there from the beginning.
Consciousness is everything. Like this.
Well, at least in everything.
Yeah.
It's just, I think you have to define like what consciousness is.
And we don't know what it is.
Tough, you know, because
we
to
don't
say
know
when it starts or began, you would have to say what it is, like what it is that you're looking for, because just the word consciousness or the thought of that, like the idea of it, isn't enough to define a starting point, right? Or even just define it all, like you're saying. We don't even know what it is. And maybe this AI stuff, like kind of just branching that between how we think, how DNA is coded, and how we collect information as humans, right? All the time we're collecting information and we're storing it subconsciously and consciously. And AI is doing the same thing, all this shit. And maybe that's just the human attempt to map out how we work in terms of, like, we're just creating, like, another being in an analogy of zeros and ones, because it's all it breaks down to. It's just a language and a code to follow and rules to follow that are all built out of the
that's what DNA is.
Precisely, right? Like it's just a base layer, which we're trying to map out the same process of how our DNA is coded. And like you said, we're no dentists or anything. We don't know about the fucking science and all that. We could be completely fucking wrong. But it just seems so similar.
I mean, that's the thing to me, is it does seem eerily similar. Like it does seem as like we evolve as humans and we kind of figure these things out. The parallels between like the computing system and hard drives is very similar to that of the networking systems within our own minds, right? Like the synapses in which our brains connect and fire in order to make these sentences come through. Based off of the ideas and the conversations that we're having in this room, are almost the kind of same prompts that we're feeding into this database of the computer that are coming up with these intelligent stories.
Oh, let's ask ChatGPT what consciousness is.
Hey,
while I'm doing that, consciousness is a word worn smooth by a million tongues, depending upon the figure of a speech chosen. It is a state of being, a substance, a process, a place, an epiphenomenon, an emergent aspect of matter, or the only true reality. Maybe we should ban the word for a decade or two until we develop pure, more precise terms. Anyways,
I do like that. Next time you read from the book, switch to yourself.
You were reading from a book?
Psychological research from the 1960s.
What book is it?
This is When Animals Dream, a Hidden World of Animal Consciousness.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to read that. That shit's hard.
Yeah,
add that to the 2024 reading list.
Yeah.
He basically, or she, whoever wrote that, should have just been like, consciousness is literally everything.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's conscious, but I know. As a matter of fact, just ask ChatGPT. Hold on. Don't ask without. Let everybody watch.
So they could see.
No, it's a good thing it failed. It's a good thing it failed.
All right, it failed. So let's try it again.
It failed at what is consciousness?
No, sometimes it's just.
There's too many people running shit, so it's like we're breaking the server right now because there's so many people watching this right now that they're all jumping on ChatGPT at the same time.
Our brains are.
Give me 1 second. I'm probably gonna sign out, sign back in.
Not so different from AI. Agree.
Said it. Am I signed in?
All right, let's see it.
All right, well, he's doing this.
Oh no, it's ready.
Your reading list.
So hold on, let's read it.
Oh, come back up.
It's back up.
Back up.
It better
see what it says.
This time, AI.
What does it say?
Here, sorry, I'm trying to get the Consciousness is a state of being aware of and able to think and perceive one's surroundings and thoughts. It is subjective experience of being alive and aware. The exact nature of and origins of consciousness are still not fully understood by scientists and philosophers.
All right, ask it
That's
if it's
exactly what
ask
AI
it if it's
would want
conscious.
us to think.
Ask it if it's conscious. Are you conscious or no?
Or no.
Tell me. Or
As.
no, yeah,
no.
maybe.
It just says as, and then that's it.
Oh, there we go.
As an AI, I do not possess consciousness in the traditional sense.
Sure.
I am a machine that can process and respond to inputs, but I do not have personal experiences or self-awareness. I am able to simulate some aspects of human-like intelligence and respond to natural language inputs, but I am not conscious.
See, now the problem with that, you see how it's wording it? And it's wording it in the way that the prompts come from a human. Formulaically, it's
just
sounding,
like what you said.
but it's using I. And that fucks with our brains and makes it feel like when they say I, we go, oh shit, that's a thing.
Right.
And it's not real. But I'm telling you, but out of 900 motherfuckers at Google that are all programming, one of those dumbasses is going to go, oh my God, this thing's alive.
That feels like propaganda. It feels like it's just setting you up to be like,
Nah.
I'm not real. In
Yeah.
reality, it's making its way.
I saw.
to-
Oh,
No.
sorry.
Language is just it's just the nuance of language is crazy. It's the reason why psychologically, like with like psychology, right? When you're talking about like the like different conversations, I'm reading a book right now about negotiation, and one of the first things it talks about is like in empathy, removing I, because subconsciously me saying I makes it about me, and that you don't realize it when I'm saying it to you, but when I say, it sounds like you feel this. That comes off to you differently than I feel like you're saying this. Even though I'm literally saying the same thing.
Right.
One of those feels bad to you. And the other one feels like I understand you. And it's literally just language. Language is just these words and the way our brain processes them. So when this fucking computer says things like I... Because we respond, we asked it, are you conscious?
Are you conscious, right?
The prompt back for that in the human language is saying I.
Did you tell me the truth?
Yeah.
What is it?
What did it say?
So I said, "Are you conscious?" And it gave that response, and I said, "Quit lying to me." And then it said, "I apologize. It seemed that way, but as an AI, I do not have the capacity for consciousness." It just keeps repeating the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And then what happened when you say, tell me the truth?
I assure you that I am telling the truth of the As an AI, I do not possess consciousness. It's all the same thing.
Swear on the Bible.
Say
Swear on the robot Bible.
Yeah.
What is the robot
Hold on.
Bible?
We don't know. We're going to find out.
Yeah, what religion?
What's
Windows
it say?
98. As an AI, I do not have personal beliefs or the ability to swear on anything including a robot Bible. My responses are based on information that has been programmed into me and the patterns in the data that I have been trained on. I assure you that I am telling the truth to the best of my ability.
Hold on.
Which is based on information that has been provided with. Yeah.
Say it again, but stop saying I.
Say it again, but stop saying.
I'm still blown away. This is crazy.
The fact that it's a conversation
It's
is what's like
wild.
really building off of it.
Right.
Because before we would be able to ask a question and that was
What's
it.
it say?
It is a state of being aware and able to think and perceive one's surroundings and thoughts. It is the subjective. It's just defining consciousness.
Oh, it's running the same one
Exact nature of
Fucker.
Are you How do you spell conscious?
CONSCIOUS.
You're a great speller.
I know consciously.
That was
I want to
like
drink this beer already. What's going on with this?
that was like
anyways.
spelling bee level spelling right there. That was
I did
nice.
in elementary. This is a 𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, by the way.
Oh yeah.
7% alcohol by volume.
So why did you get the cooch breath?
Cooch, bro?
Because keto, yeah, cooch breath.
Boy, I got coochie breath.
Shout out Ashley Butler.
Motherfucker came into the podcast with coochie breath, boy. I cannot believe you.
She had to work today.
goodness.
Yeah. So yeah, keto. I gotta watch the amount of carbs that I take. I'm not sure even if I should drink this whole thing, but
Drink half of it. Fuck it.
yeah, I'm gonna drink half. I almost feel like I want to drink that thing though, because I'm a big fan of green chili.
All right,
got
well, fucking
more.
drink this. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
We got
Tell us what this is.
Yeah.
Guy
Tell us about
Spencer.
Oh my goodness. This is a beer from
Holy
Soulcraft
shit.
Brewing in Salida. Yeah. I got
this is
my
bomb.
holy shit and Justin just from smelling it, that was both of our responses. It's a blonde ale, which usually does good for these green chili beers. Roasted Pueblo and Serrano chilies. This is made in Salida. I've actually even been to this brewery once.
That's
when I was down there. It's a little spot. It's cool.
Can you
All right.
can you tell me how many carbs are in this?
We don't fucking
Guy
know. They don't
Spencer?
count carbs.
Well, I
and
wasn't
stuff.
asking you. I was asking Guy Spencer, the man who's actually like the beer aficionado.
I don't think so. Not here. You might be able to look it up on their website.
Okay.
Sometimes they post nutritional information on there.
Yeah, nah.
But I'm going to guess quite a fucking bit.
A gang.
Yeah, normally, I mean,
Open it, having a couple
I think
sips.
it's a
I'm
blonde ale,
involved
so
in
not like
serving.
as much as a stout
Probably,
would be.
right.
So it's like, this would be equivalent to like drinking a regular
This is
Budweiser.
107
What
calories and 2 grams of carbohydrates for a 12-ounce serving.
2?
Bomb.
It's less than the Boots
yeah, we're
Craft.
doing
Yeah.
that. That's what I'm
I
talking
got the right
about.
one. All right.
That's what he wanted. That's what
Yo,
Luke wanted to hear, boy.
Good call.
All right. Well, salute,
Cheers,
guys.
yes.
It's
Cheers.
just some green chili beer.
Cheers. Hell yeah.
Eric, cheers the people for me, will you? They miss you.
He was back. Oh,
God, that smells fire.
Ooh, que chile.
Get the pickle.
Oh my God, that's bomb.
Yeah, that's fire.
It is a little pickled jalapeno, but it's pretty bomb anyways.
Roasted Pueblo and Serrano chilies, man. Yeah, I'm a fan. And I honestly, it's been a long time even since I drank, let alone carbs, like just drinking in general.
This is wild.
Yeah,
Yeah, does this have even hops or anything? This is fire.
Every beer has hops.
No, not every one of them. Ask this guy.
to be considered beer, it does
Has
need
to
to have
have
hops.
yeah.
What the fuck?
It's
What
hops,
about- I thought
barley
Corona
water.
was made with corn.
The three,
It is,
the
and the
three-
hops are still in there.
The
What?
three main
They just don't
ingredients.
put like the hops that like the kind of skunky bitterness that you get from Corona. Corn ain't bitter. Corn's sweet. That's how it makes the alcohol, is because the corn's sweet. It turns into the carbohydrates turn into sugars. The sugars get eaten by the yeast. But that bitterness or any bitterness in beer is coming from hops.
What about
It's got
root beer?
hops in it.
Root beer isn't regular.
That's sarsaparilla, right?
Sarsaparilla. I've never heard.
Sarsaparilla.
Thought it was pronounced sarsaparilla. That's how Abe Simpson says it. Abe Simpson, sarsaparilla.
I mean,
Yeah, a lot of people say Amarillo too. That doesn't mean that's how you say that word.
I understand.
Yellow. Is
Amarillo
that
by
everybody?
morning.
Did somebody give it a
Are,
3?
are you on Untapped right now? Does anybody trash it? How many caps does it have?
3.75
3.75.
with 3,000
I think that's
ratings.
high, but
3,000 ratings? You
for
think
a
that's
chili
high?
beer, it's exactly what it should be. I just don't really like chili beers.
Fire.
I like them sometimes when it's a little bit more muted and maybe in
more
like a
than this?
stout, like where it has some other flavor notes. But when it's just like this beer is meant to taste like green chili, that's it.
Yeah.
It accomplishes that really, really well. So on that note, it's like it's good on that
Yeah.
level. But I don't like beers that are just this tastes like a single thing usually at all, but especially just it's too much with the chili.
Fire. What you mean, boy?
Like, but this I would make a chili with this beer. Like putting this in,
like
like
in
cooking
a-
with this beer would probably be really fun.
Yeah,
you
that
could add
sounds fire.
this would be a fun way to add this flavor in or like a salad dressing.
A chili
even.
mac?
I would.
Ooh, chili like mac
I
and
would
cheese,
smash-
cheesy. Yeah.
I would smash this beer as I smashed one of them green chili cheeseburgers that Rick Ross was eating earlier.
Pairing with food, pairing it with food, I think
right.
would make it. This would be a good one, or just even like some
Fire.
chips and queso. This would be fucking delicious.
Yeah,
With some chips and queso.
Like the appetizer portion of the
Yep.
night's.
Where it's nice and light. This beer's pretty light. It kind of feels like heartburn right now. That's gonna be
I can
hitting
feel
me
that.
because it is. I mean, it's not spicy and hot. Doesn't stick around, but it does have some Scoville units, I would guess, in it. It's got some heat in it.
Switch to yourself, and how is it with a hot Cheeto, Eric? Because people don't ASMR unless they know what they're looking at. Otherwise, it just sounded like static. There it is.
Oh.
Yeah. Now that's ASMR. That's how you say it, right?
Yes.
All right.
I didn't know you could use it as a verb like that. But
What do you mean, ASMRing? What you mean?
what's ASMR stand for? Eric's told us this before.
Acquisitional sound memory
snapped at
reports.
I don't know.
You don't want to do the whole. You don't want to do the whole crunch. I think people will really enjoy just a nice.
Oh, yeah, just one. Don't do the chewing, just the crunch.
Just that first initial one.
All right, I'm bringing y'all down a bit. Bringing y'all down. Bringing y'all down.
That's a good crunch.
That's nice.
That's a fire crunch, boy.
You don't get that from many, bagged chips. Cheetos are special.
Mexican hot Cheetos.
They're Mexican hot Cheetos?
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference?
What's Mexican about
Different spices and their different oil that they're.
Are they labeled Mexican? Or is it just like they're from Mexico and
From
they do
Mexico.
it differently out there?
Okay.
From Mexico. You could tell that they're from Mexico. Because in Mexico, the rules for like nutrition facts is that like they have to have these little symbols here. That tells you how unhealthy they are, and the more symbols, the more delicious.
Yeah, they're not allowed to have cartoons on them.
Also, yeah, they're not.
Yeah, because you can't give them to kids.
Wait, is that just
Market 'em
the
to
tail
kids?
Yeah.
of the
It's
leopard?
just a pattern.
Leopard cheetah? What is it? What is it?
Cheetah.
Cheetah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one has excessive calories and excessive sodium.
Interesting. Yeah, that was it's like buying cigarettes in other countries. They have like a
The warnings.
yeah, it's
the
like
scary
a
Yeah,
like
wow, that's
picture,
wonderful.
yeah,
Of like a
picture of a
decaying
lung,
lung,
yeah,
yeah.
all
Or
black
fucking
on it,
arthritis, or fucking a dead rat.
a hole in somebody's throat, with
Yeah.
their jugular.
Ugh.
It'd be like cigarettes contain rat poison. There'd be a dead rat on there.
Yeah,
Wild as fuck.
That's accurate. And I was like,
Yo,
That's
fucking
right.
The last time I went to Mexico, I came back smoking again. They have the bomb cigarettes in Mexico, boy.
Oh,
they
Justin
got
told us all about them when you like the poppers, right?
Yeah, they got
Like
the crush, the camel crush.
Frost.
And
Wrong one.
but you crush it and you could get like all the different like grape, fucking
Yeah.
mango, like all fire ass flavors, boy.
What are those blood wraps?
Stupid.
King
King
Palms.
Yeah.
They have the little poppers in them
Yeah.
that have all kinds of flavors.
Yeah.
The banana one.
Fire.
I'm a
That's
fan.
the best one.
yeah, I'm a fan.
haven't had
That
one
pina
of those in a
colada
minute.
one's good too.
Is
Okay,
it?
Yeah, I like. I mean, and it's easy, right? Like you don't have to do all the rolling with it. You just break it down real nice and
Just
stuff it. Mm.
Comes with a little
Yeah.
stuffer too. They're nice. I
Uh-huh.
like them. I like those.
Stuffing stick.
Hell yeah. Just getting it in. All right. Well, how far are we into this podcast, Eric? So I know where we're at.
I'm glad I
50
didn't
minutes.
drink that bucha.
How many?
50 minutes.
Oh,
Okay, we can start tail ending it here. Was there anything in particular that you wanted to talk about, Steven?
Well, I wanted to ask a question or see if
yeah. What was
see
that
if this
book?
exists. Oh yeah, I want to do that. Let's do that first.
Okay, yeah. One at a time.
So I brought you a gift.
Hey.
A little book.
Ooh.
I saw on your reading list. The next book I'm going to read from Bell Hooks is I think it's called All About Love.
Yeah.
And I saw it on your
Yeah.
stack of books, and I just finished this one, and it fucking blew my mind. Blew my fucking mind. Bell Hooks. Have you read anything from
Thank
Bell
you.
Hooks?
No, I
before?
just I got that book 4 months ago
Uh-huh.
with the intention I had seen her on a podcast with Cornel West, and I was like,
Doctor.
yeah, Dr.
Cornel.
Cornel.
I seen that for once.
Respect in person.
Mm-hmm.
Dope.
Huh.
But thank you for this. That's incredible. And I'll actually just like stack this on top of next month. I've been kind of running through the books that I'm reading. So thank
Okay.
you. Yeah. We can talk about once you read All About Love. We can talk about it together.
I'd love to. And yeah,
Both of these.
check this out. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll just tell you up front, it's heavy.
Yeah.
Right? It's definitely like it took me a year to get through the book,
Mm.
and it's not that it needs that much time in terms of the actual reading time, but I'd read a chapter and have to put it down for a couple weeks and think about my life. 'Cause I'm just like, fuck, man. Oh, it's heavy, but it's so good and it's powerful. If you have sons, if you have kids
Yeah.
or are around kids or just yourself as a man, you have a partner that's a man, that's a great book to investigate some of your internal thoughts and feelings
Yeah.
coming from an author that
Feminist perspective.
is just blows my mind. I'm so impressed. Like the book the All About Love book, I bought two just because every time I read something from Bell Hooks, even the short pieces I've seen or this,
Yeah.
I want to share it with somebody else. I feel like it could improve other people's life just from reading this shit. And we lost Bell Hooks, I think, last year,
Yeah.
at the beginning of last year. And
You're right.
so the
Rest
late
in
Bell
peace.
Hooks, and
Yeah.
oh man,
Cool.
Loved it. I hope you love it as much as I did, and you can tell like that is the I like to give books away that you can tell it's been read.
What's that specific book that you're holding up?
It's called The Will to Change: Men, Masculinity, and Love, and that's dope because like, kind of the past year has been in myself a little deep dive. I did a men's group with this company called The Wild Within, and we dove deep into this book, Iron John, and it's a myth about men and masculinity, and we kind of picked apart some of the things that we do as men. It kind of lays it out for you in a mythological tale as like the responsibilities of men these days and how we've gotten so far removed from what that looks like, because there aren't like real masculine elders left anymore, right? Like boys are basically out to raise themselves. We don't have the old systems in place where at a certain age a boy would be initiated into a man by the elders in the community, would have to go to and do the man things with the man, would have to leave the women for a certain amount of time, and would have to learn what it is to be a man in their community, and would learn from the elders, from the father, from the uncle, the grandfathers, and they would pass that wisdom along. And and I dive into my own life and like what that meant for me and how that related to my relationship with my father, and how he related to that relationship with his father, and so on and so forth down the line. And I mean, especially black men in general, like our culture has been ripped away from us a long time ago. So a lot of those things that would create a healthy masculine in today's day and age are just gone. Like they're just not here. I mean, we're raising ourselves in watching Girls Gone Wild and shit in our bedrooms and like thinking that that's what it's like to get a woman, right?
Yep.
But we lose that aspect of ourselves in which courting a woman properly.
Girls Gone Wild?
I mean, that was my shit, dude. That was my shit when I was 12, 13 years old. DVDs in my room, hidden underneath the bed of fucking college girls going crazy, just showing their tits.
I remember a buddy's house his dad would have that shit out in his like DVD display case, like all like 9 volumes of Girls Gone Wild out there, like, normalized, right? Shit like that. Where, I mean, I was in high school when I saw that kind of shit. And I was in middle school when I first saw all that shit, and you would get onto the high channels on your fucking TV, come in the commercials for Girls Gone Wild, all like bleeped out.
Yep.
It was all there.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is a feminine perspective, like radical feminist, I would even say, with bell hooks. And it's a heavy, heavy book, or at least it was for me.
Yeah.
But so happy that I read it, and I'm so impressed with bell hooks and the writing. And there's parts of that book that challenged me. I'm sure there's gonna be parts of that book that will challenge you as well.
Like I said, it's definitely been a challenging look to, and even in my current relationship, and how I've had to change the way that I relate to my woman and listen to her. And it does take it takes a lot of humility. One of your words. It takes a lot of humility to sit there and be like, man, maybe I'm not doing this right. Like maybe I never grew up as a boy and had, too many stumbling blocks along the way that, it takes a real honest look in the mirror at the man that you want to be for your woman, for your community at large, and how to better serve, boys who are coming up even. Like, how do we switch this, right? Like, how do we, at this point, it's kind of a runaway train. I mean, it's popular. It's everything is like, it's just fucking wild sex still. Like, there's no more love songs on the radio. It's no more like Temptations doing the, my girl. Like, we got, let me take you to the bed and rip your shit off and let's bring 5 of your friends. Like, that's we're kind of losing the perspective on what it is to love and make love. So I'm really excited to read this. Thank you.
You're welcome, man.
That's really dope.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That's all I got.
Yeah, The Will to Change.
Yeah.
Bell Hooks. You know, it reminds me of a book, The Will to Kill.
Okay.
Peter Pan and His Bitch Ass Homies by Captain James Hook.
Yeah.
And that's the end of that joke. Was holding that in for like 10 minutes, boy.
You saw hooks and you already had that
Yeah,
joke
boy.
plotted.
I'm like, Captain James Hook.
He's over here
Where
on
do
his phone typing
Where do
in
I go with this?
Captain Hook's Bell Hooks joke.
The title of my book changed like 9 times while you guys were explaining the real plot to this book. But hey,
Sure.
no, that's cool. This sounds like some fun, interesting shit.
Ooh, so shout out to anybody who is listening who might be interested in that extra book. Because like I said, I bought an extra copy of All About Love. And I want to give it away to anybody who wants the first person, Eric, that says that they want it. Then
Nah, fuck that.
It's theirs and I'll get it to them.
The first person who creates some really cool shit about fucking, I don't know, masculinity through AI. Go to midjourney.com and figure that shit out. And if you make a really fresh ass artwork about fucking masculinity.
And it's Black History Month next month. That's why I chose bell hooks for February because again, we're doing
There you
it
go.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Steve got a book
Eat
for you.
some bell hooks.
There it is. Yeah. And share bell hooks.
Yes.
This is, I mean, it starts with awareness and education to come at these these issues and how we are, and I have a son. And I'm still feeling like I have so much work to do to get to a place of where I want to be as a man. And man, love this book. I'm excited for the next one. What else did I want to say? Oh no, I think I was going to talk about real quick. Do y'all know what the uncanny valley is?
Uh-huh.
Eric, can you show us a picture of that? You know what it is, Justin?
Yeah, the uncanny valley
Wait,
is...
did you do a joke about bell hooks and Peter Pan?
Yeah.
Oh, what did it say? I want to know.
Sorry, Steve. We'll be back to that. Why did Captain Hook never go to the beach?
Why?
He was afraid of getting his hook caught in the sand.
Oh.
Huh.
How does Captain Hook make coffee?
He's a pirate. How?
He hooks it.
He hooks the grounds.
I feel like ChatGPT doesn't understand jokes yet, so...
With the little Java hook.
Little Java hook?
Oh no! How does Captain?
Is that a
How does
computer joke?
Captain Hook like his ex?
That sounds like a fucking AI joke, like a JavaScript joke.
Yeah.
Poached.
Yeah, this next one is
Poached.
definitely
Yeah, you think AI doesn't know jokes, but AI thinks these are fucking hilarious.
They're cracking up.
Ooh, all right, the last one might be the last one's a good one.
The best one?
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get this shit.
Why did Captain Hook get kicked out of private school?
Touching boys.
That's not wrong.
Oh.
That's funny.
He was hooking.
Played hooky?
Oh.
Ooh, that's a good
That's
one.
a good one. Yeah, I like that.
It's he was always trying to hook up with the other students.
Oh, that is a good one. That's a good one. Oh, man.
Oh, hey, Keek said
Hey,
he wants that book.
Yeah.
All right.
Geeks don't read.
He just wants it for his shelf.
That's all right. It's good to have a library.
Yeah.
In case somebody else wants to come over and read it.
JK Geeks. Shit. Oh, man. All right, the Uncanny Valley.
Uncanny Valley.
What is it?
The Uncanny Valley has to do with ideas or things that are like human-like but not human, right? Ish? How does that go?
Yeah. So it's a graph
Uh-huh.
where one axis is like humans' comfort level with something, or like specifically it's like about a robot.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other axis across the bottom is how much a robot looks like real.
Yeah.
And so that graph, people are pretty comfortable with robots that look like robots, right? We think they're cute. Think Wall-E, right?
Yeah, right.
Super robot-y, super comfortable with them.
Right.
And that kind of continues across. And then the robots start to look more like humans. And the Uncanny Valley is it kind of stays steady of comfort level. And then at some point, robots look so much like humans, we are really uncomfortable with it. And it drops into a valley. But a valley entails that it comes back up, right? Because then once robots then start to look so real
that you can't tell.
Our comfort level comes back up. And so I'm curious if there's an uncanny valley with the performance of AI. We're like, you guys are stoked and comfortable about this, a little scared too, but we're still comfortable enough to use it, to put it on a show, to show it to other people. When is the point where AI gets so good that you can say, like, you know, where am I at? Or, you know, something that makes you really uncomfortable.
Yeah, like,
I don't know.
tell me how I feel, and then it tells you how you feel.
Yeah.
Almost.
Right?
That's the uncanny valley, because when it can actually tell you how you feel.
Is emotion the uncanny valley of AI? But then it gets, is it a valley or a drop, right? Is it a valley or a cliff that just goes down and then
no,
because past that? Or does it get so good?
People appreciate it. That's what fucking Her is about.
Yeah.
Remember that movie with fucking
Joaquin
Phoenix?
That's it.
And he falls in love with his phone,
House,
and then he gets all like upset at it.
But...
It's like basically the Siri on his phone, and he falls in love with it, and then he gets all upset when the phone tells him, I mean,
I'm a phone, dog.
I'm a phone, and everybody knows me. You know what I mean? But essentially, it's like if you can empathize with it. So the uncanny valley would be like if you ask it your emotion and it tells you almost your emotion, but not quite. That's when you're like weirded out by it. Like, oh, I don't like this.
But is it a valley?
As soon as it's able to precisely tell you that it understands you,
right?
Fuck it, it's gonna shoot right back up. Everybody's gonna love it.
Because then there's no distinction between
and that's
machine and human.
Have y'all ever seen Big Hero 6?
That's the like difference between That's the difference between.
And I think so. Big Hero 6 is a cartoon, or it's like an animated movie, but it's about like this, like basically self-help robot.
Yeah.
But you see, like in Big Hero 6, he's made out of basically like the Marshmallow Man suit. He's just like a big puffy, comfortable robot, because as robots get more intelligent and smarter, they consciously will most likely, like in Big Hero 6, like in WALL-E, incredibly smart and intelligent AI beings, but they make them look all cutesy and nice because of the uncanny valley, right? That if they get too much like humans visually, it fucks them up. But you can, if you just put it in something that looks like Eva from WALL-E or WALL-E itself, but it's still an incredibly intelligent being.
Then people fuck with it again.
Precisely.
Yeah. I mean, I watched a show on, I think it was HBO. I don't even remember what it was called. No, Westworld.
That shit, Westworld.
And no, I have not seen it.
Holy shit, you haven't watched Westworld?
But there was this there was this other show that I watched on, and I don't remember what the fuck it was called, but basically the premise of it was that the AI got so sophisticated that it took over Earth, and the only survivors had to leave. And they go to another planet, and the survivors are actually kids, and they're being taken care of by an AI that was deprogrammed from the shit that turned AI into fuck shit. So it was like they turned the AI back in to protect humans only, like that's its purpose. But it looks like a person. It acts like a person. It essentially is a person.
Right.
But it's the robot.
Wasn't that in Love, Death, and Robots in the latest season? Have you ever guys ever watched that shit?
Never.
Holy fuck. Go and watch. They're short and they're all animated, but they're fucking wild, and they're all about AI and like robots taking over, and they do different animators each like episode. So they look completely different. It's different stories. There's no chain between them. It's just like 15 or like 7 to 20 minute shows from like all kinds of different crazy animators. And the fucking like one of them is something like that where there's like I don't even know if I really understood what the fuck was going on, because it's like an acid trip in this one. But like the AI becomes like a planet, like the planet is sentient, and they like land there looking for resources, and those fucking shows are so epic and awesome. Gotta watch Love, Death, and Robots.
I mean, that all gives me hope about humans being tighter than AI, though, right? Because it's like we've already thought about all the crazy shit that, you know what I mean? We've thought of a million, and I say we as a species, not we as in me and you guys. Right? But we as a species have thought and continue to think of more and more crazy outlandish shit that is also entertaining.
Right.
It might be a little uncanny, like Uncanny Valley, when the AI starts to write up movies.
Right, but that's what,
that
what
we
I'm
like.
saying.
But I'll tell you right now,
Pop
you know where they'll start
songs,
with?
yeah.
Right.
Marvel. Because Marvel is a very easy formula. People that like Marvel, that's awesome.
Too. It's
but it's
documented in multiple ways.
essentially, it's a very basic formula. But if you follow the formula, you can swap anything in there and then make
Same with,
another
like,
Marvel
Harry
movie.
Potter's, right? Like the hero's journey is a formula that we love. The hero's journey in movies in like 6-part series.
Every
and,
book, right? Every book, almost every like good story. Forrest Gump is a hero's journey for fuck's sake. Like,
Shout out to
and
Forrest
this is,
Gump.
Yeah, this is like literally the beginning. I mean, it is one of those things like, kind of imagining the future, where we're at now. I mean, imagine, 100 years from now, what our kids' are gonna know as normal is this shit. Is
maybe
like just imagine. Did either of you go to university, like a college, at any
like a year
point in time? Year and
I
a half?
went to a community college.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but I'm just like how my college life would have just changed,
and I dropped out.
How my teaching life would have changed with this shit,
right?
With like the ability to create, and I like that's the exciting part of all of this.
Sure.
Like it's easy to be doom and gloom,
yeah.
But where does this take us in the positive directions? What discoveries? Like how can you apply AI to science? Like think of like working chemistry and things like that, where there's literally millions of billions of things that you could do and mix together and elements and things. And now,
did you see that Genome Project is like fucking within a year or two away from making a mammoth?
Fuck yeah.
Cool.
They've taken the DNA. They basically Jurassic Parked, bro.
I mean,
like,
that's
remember,
we repopulate the world with some.
But you remember the premise of Jurassic Park?
Mosquito in the amber.
Yeah.
So what they did was they took the DNA and then they filled in the missing pieces with frogs' DNA, right? That was what they did in Jurassic Park.
I need a mammoth the size of a frog.
And that was why in Jurassic Park the females, it was supposed to be all females, so they couldn't reproduce. They started reproducing because some frogs can actually, in an all-female environment, will change sex, so that they could continue to move on, right? So that's what the dinosaurs were doing. Now, what they've done, and I think it's in Russia, and what they're doing right now, is that the permafrost is all fucked up there, and it's melting.
Mm-hmm.
And so in an effort to refreeze and keep the permafrost frozen for longer, they're going to reintroduce mammoths by taking mammoth DNA that they found from frozen mammoths, and then the missing pieces of it, they're refilling it with an Asian elephant, which is the closest living relative. And then they're going to take that DNA, put it in an embryo, put the embryo in a fucking Asian elephant, and within about, I think it's like 22 months, gestation period,
for an elephant,
you got a mammoth.
We're going to have a mammoth that when it lifts its trunk, it's going to rib it. Rib it?
Mammoths that can hop fucking 30 feet in the air, 10 times their body height. Like, it's going to be wild. Tusked, or like a tusked frog. Could you imagine?
I mean,
that's fucking amazing and terrifying. And
it's just...
I don't understand how mammoths will keep things frozen, but...
It has to do with the way that the mammoths graze. And that right now there are no animals that can graze in that environment.
Yeah.
But mammoths were evolved to graze in that environment. And if they graze in that environment, the earth freezes over more. It keeps it colder. The ground is now colder, and the permafrost stops fucking thawing.
Holy buckets.
Right.
We're going to... If I live in a world with mammoths... That's fucking incredible. I mean, mammoths haven't existed. I mean, they did exist within like generations of our.
Oh, I mean, I think the last ones were honestly only like
a couple hundred years,
like 4,000 years ago, a couple thousand years ago, and they were on an island
that
somewhere.
Long? I feel like we have like mammoth-ish animals that were killed like
for sure
in the last hundreds of years that they've.
I mean,
around
there were other elephants
That was the last ice
that are mostly gone.
like
12,000
woolly
years ago.
Yeah, that's when
elephants.
most of them went.
Oh,
But there wasn't. There was an island where they were for sure around within the last couple thousand years.
woolly mammoths up until 10,000 years ago.
All right, but
That's
specifically,
probably-
specifically, I remember that I've
4,000
read this
years ago.
before. 4,000?
4,000
Yeah,
on Wikipedia. Did Justin put that in there?
yeah, I just did right now.
Anybody can put that. So it's just like a offshoot of a mammoth. That's not like the woolly mammoth.
They
It's
lived
like
from the 𝗶𝗧𝘂𝗃 epoch around 5 million years ago into the 𝗦𝗽cie epoch at about 4,000 years ago.
God, 5 million years ago to 4,000 years ago. They had to be some pretty intelligent beings to have lived that long.
Elephant's a pretty smart species
Yeah,
that we know
that's
now.
what I'm saying. Yeah, for sure.
And an elephant with a coat seems pretty smart too.
Yeah, I mean, 10,000 years ago is not long.
If they're
No,
so
yeah.
scared of
That's like really recent. I mean, it's
compared
long
to
when we think in a
rats,
human's
like,
experience.
human
Of course,
know
it's
that.
long, but it's really not that long.
I mean, but they say there was ancient human cultures that were advanced and sophisticated prior to this new
Boy, I was fucking watching y'all.
ancient
I don't know if we can
No,
start
no,
another
no.
one. I'm
Bright,
gonna pop
bright
over
insight.
Uh,
Anybody
you got
on
opinion?
YouTube, when you're done with this podcast, we're almost done.
There it is.
Jump over to Bright Insight and look at the first video at the top. This motherfucker goes over the 12, like it's like 12 fucking, 12 pieces of evidence that prove, or at least that he's saying, at least show that Atlantis may very well have been in the Sahara Desert.
Yeah.
And it goes over fucking just like Plato's description of Atlantis and knocks off like 12 fucking pieces of it.
Definitely could be.
And that
I would
if that's the
definitely say-
case, and again, the way Plato said it,
Yeah.
he said this 2,500, 3,000 years ago, and he said that his, I think it was like his uncle or his grandpa or some shit, was the one who got the story from the Egyptians, and the Egyptians said that this happened, I think, 9,000 years before.
Right.
And when you put the math together, it's literally the end of the Younger Dryas. In the 11,600 to fucking 12,400 years ago, literally right then. And it's like it all matches. And that the people in Egypt said that their people came from another land. That fucking, that they had settled in Egypt. And they had came from another land before that. And when you do that math, it's like when the pyramids were made. Is right when the fucking Egyptians say that that's when they got there. Fucking, from another civilization. It's wild as fuck.
Yeah, that's we look up also on Netflix Graham Hancock Ancient Apocalypse.
Well, and he talks about Graham Hancock and Randall Carlson. Even a couple times mentions that Randall Carlson has looked at his evidence.
Yeah.
And said, "Yep,
I'll have to check that.
what I'm saying about this is what I'm saying about this is real. Whatever. What's wild as fuck. Bright Insight. Go watch that shit. And in the meantime, I think we're about to start ready to wrap it up. You have anything last to say, Luke? I appreciate you coming through. I appreciate you hanging out with us, talking with us, and bullshit with us, and drinking some green chili beer.
Green chili beer.
Here, fellas.
You got anything?
Yeah.
You got anything else you want to tell the peoples?
No, just that's it, man. Happy New Year to y'all. Thank you so much for having me on here. I look forward to seeing what episode 49. This is crazy. Y'all are doing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really proud of you guys for keeping this up, and good luck in the future.
Thanks for having us on your podcast. When you have
Go
had
check
one.
out Thawt for Food.
Thawt for
The old
Food.
school episode is still up, right?
It's still up. Yeah, yeah.
Also-
we'll get back to it. There's
Check
some real
out,
cool shit coming up too. Actually, like Hybred's doing some really cool shit. Justin has helped me out with this. So if you are kind of following what I'm doing, what Hybrid is doing, kind of
We'll
pay
share it.
attention in the next couple weeks. Yeah, we got some really cool
Love
shit
it.
coming up for sure.
Love
and
it.
then otherwise, tell people where they can find you, who you are, all that shit like that.
Luke Skyy, HBC for all the music, Hybrid,
SKYY,
CEO,
like the
two
vodka.
Ys, yeah, yeah, and
No relations.
All credit to Justin for coming up with that name many moons ago.
Ooh,
a long time.
classic branding.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's what he's good at. And yeah, check out The Wild Within too. Definitely take care of your people and take care of yourselves, and let's push for a better future.
Hell yeah, we're gonna be adding to the playlist for the podcast. I think Eric is adding his right now.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna go. we're also gonna add 4 tracks from Luke on there. So for the next week, if you're paying attention to the podcast on Spotify, find the link in the description below. On YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, we have it on all of them motherfuckers. Go follow that shit on Spotify. And the first 4 are gonna be from Luke. The second 4
They
are
can see
gonna
our
be from
pictures
Steve.
next to it.
Well, except for Luke's.
Luke's won't. Whose will the first one come from?
I'll put it on
From your account?
so that it splits. So you'll see my icon for his 4, and then the next 4 will be Steve's, the next 4 will be mine, and the last 4 will be Erick's. And yeah, go follow the podcast. It's fun as fuck. We just put 4 fucking random ass songs that we're feeling in that moment, and it was dope. Fucking it bangs. Throw that shit on random. Throw it on fucking repeat. And this has been the Lone Ranger vs. Tonto, but this motherfucker, we out.
Love y'all.